Hi guys, welcome back. So I picked up this crusty old Xbox 360 controller at Goodwill a few days ago. Look at that. Ooh, nasty. And I'm just going to go through some testing and see if I can get this thing working. Wish the batteries weren't left in there. I've got me a fresh pair here. That's where I'll start, just see if this will get some juices flowing. Putting in some fresh batteries. Alright. Good sign there with the flashing lights. Let's see if it'll do stuff. So I'm going to use that button there to get it connected. And that is all synced up. You can see that top left corner. I'm getting responses. Looks like all the buttons are working. Sweet. This thumbstick here is like broken off, which is not a good look on a controller. That one's a little bit jank too. And it's just super dirty. I need to go ahead and wash my hands before I touch anything else after touching this. But yeah, first things first, see if it works before you start messing with it. So I'm gonna see if I can replace these two joysticks. I have a donor controller already, so let me pull that out real quick. So here is a bag of parts that I have taken away. I actually took the guts out of this controller to refurbish this one, this blue Xbox 360 controller, which is pretty rare. It only comes with the blue Xbox 360 Slim. So I have opened them up before. This was actually the first one that I refurbished. But essentially I took the board and everything out of this controller and put it into this blue one so that I could get this working. The internals on this one were all messed up, so I just switched them out. And so I have all these pieces left, and I think these two joysticks should suffice. Let's see, do those look better? Yeah, somewhat better. Not great, not terrible, but at least it is a complete joystick. So I will unconnect everything and break into this one, get those joysticks out, and clean up the whole thing while I'm doing that. Okay, got the 6 security screws out. It can be challenging not having a security bit, which I don't. Reason being is these screws, they're like a hexagon shape, but they have, let's see if the camera will pick it up, that tiny little stud inside of there, which blocks a typical hex Torx screw bit to go inside. The trick is either take a small flat, which I've chewed that one up pretty good, small flat, and get enough leverage in there where you can just spin it, basically inserting the bit around the stud inside of there, getting enough leverage to unscrew it, or get in there, and as this metal ages, sometimes you can just break off that stud, which would allow you to go back with the hexagon bit and be able to unscrew it that way without that stud, that security blocking you. So I kind of did a mixture of both on that. Took a couple minutes without the right equipment. Obviously it was a more challenging process, but they are all out. So let's crack this bad boy open. Oh yeah, I remember now. There's one screw I forgot. It's underneath that barcode right there. There's one screw under there. Let me get to that real quick. Alright, so as you can see, we got all 6 screws on the exterior out, and this one screw that's underneath the barcode right here in the battery compartment. And that'll allow me to take that guy off right there. Ooh, it needs some cleaning. Look at that. Look at someone's nasty hand, finger grime. Interior looks pretty good. Board looks clean. Yeah, looks pretty good. No corrosion on here, which is surprising because there was batteries left in it. Little gunk right there. I'll take some isopropyl too. But what I'm trying to do is get to the other side with the joysticks. I'm gonna be real delicate with these. I'll soak all this stuff in hot water and soak just to kind of de-gunkify everything. Flip this over. Alright, joystick repair. They both work, they just don't look good, and that one is chipped up, halfway missing. So it should be as easy as blop. It's a little elongated that way, so that should match up there. Very nice. I'm going to stick this aside and get to work on all that nastiness. This is our hot water bath. Got a old toothbrush, and I'm just going to let this stuff soak for a few minutes here. I can't put this piece in. It has some metal and electronics in there, so I'll just clean that on the outside. The D-pad has a little trick to it. I forgot what the trick was to get this thing off. Oh, there's 2 screws in there. 2 tiny little baby screws in there. Let me get those out. Alright, now this should be able to come out. There it goes. There it goes. And there that goes. Right, just gonna let all that soak and sit for about 15 minutes. Alright, that's all been soaking a few minutes. Let's get to some cleaning. Biggest thing is this. Wow. Probably gonna use magic eraser on that thing. Alright, set that aside. This will be the other big one. Whoa! Alright, that's everything. It's been washed up good. Let me go rinse all this down real quick. Alright, so I got these all rinsed up, dried off. A towel dried them. You also want to leave these for a little while, maybe even about an hour or so, just to give time for all the moisture that got down inside the grooves of the buttons to dry out. Definitely don't want any moisture left in these when you reassemble the controller. So even using like a little bit of compressed air just to help with the drying process, blow out any water that's down inside those little buttons and all inside these grooves is helpful. But there's one little area down in here that I wasn't able to get to. So I'm going to use a Q-tip and some isopropyl and just go inside that one little area real quick. Alright, good stuff. Isopropyl is great to use for something like this because it dries just really quick. So that's that. And I wanted to hit that area just because these are the buttons, all the main buttons. So if there's anything stuck up in there, it can cause the buttons to stick. So while I've got this thing open, I just want to go ahead and make sure everything is all the way cleaned up. So time to reassemble this bad boy. Couple last steps. Need to clean these triggers that I should have taken off and put into the hot soapy water bath, but I can do that with some isopropyl, as well as clean this battery compartment. Okay, now we will reassemble. I'm going to cut the video here, put the rest of it back together as not to mess up the reveal of the full restoration. Alright, we showed the controller after it got all cleaned up. Looks really nice. Much better. Let's pop some batteries in there and give it a shot. Good stuff. Everything looks working. Alright, controller looks and works great. Cleaned up all the nasty gunk and grime that was collected on these areas. The handles, even down underneath here as well. Replaced these two joysticks. That is the old joystick that was on there. Half chewed off. And the other side as well. These aren't perfect, but they came out pretty good. They are complete. They got the rubber all the way around those. Cleaned up those triggers too. That was kind of the finishing piece to it. And I'll put a side by side here so we can look at exactly what the old condition was beforehand. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. ATL Resell guys signing out. Peace.